Hello, welcome to Sober Strength, first YouTube video. This is Henry Bisanz, the owner, founder, and CEO of the channel. So today I am going to be talking about just overview of my life, how sobriety has impacted it, what role it's played, all that stuff. So it all ties with my mom. So my mom, Eleanor Renee Gage, dealt with addiction her whole life. Both my grandparents on her side of the family were both alcoholics growing up. Very rough environment she had growing up, which would eventually lead her to carrying those behaviors on. She started drinking pretty early in her teens, and then she developed an addiction. She got sober eventually, but it was kind of on and off. When she met my dad, they were both in Alcoholics Anonymous. My dad had some drinking issues, but nothing major. But my mom had more substantial problems. Anyway, they get married, they have me. Then my mom relapses right after my younger brother is born. So I was born in 2004. He was born in 2008, so I think she was in treatment 09. And then I don't know the exact timeline. I'm going to ask my dad for more specifics. But kind of on and off, she's in and out of treatment. And then I want to say back in 2015, she's stable for a decent amount of time. And that lasts, I want to say, until 2017. Then at that point, there was one day where she was making us school lunch, making us pizza, and she fell asleep, and the pizza burnt, and the house almost burnt down. My dad found out about it, and it was in the court order for the divorce, because my parents got divorced. I forgot to mention that if my dad ever suspected my mom of using drugs or alcohol, he could ask at any time for her to get tested. And if she didn't get tested, she was not able to see it, to have custody of my brother and I. She did not get tested because she was using drugs, and we stopped living with her around 2017, and we didn't really hear from her for about 2 or 3 years. Wondered what happened to her. I was thinking a lot of thoughts in the back of my head, and then 19, 20, 21, 20, 21, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, so back in 2019, right before my freshman year of high school, I remember it like yesterday. I was having a sleepover. My friend Willie, we were hanging out. And then my dad said, Willie, you need to go. There's a family emergency. And I knew what it was immediately. It's like, she's dead. And sure enough, my dad sits my brother and I down on the couch in the living room, and he says, your mom just passed away. It was just like that. And it was weird because I remember everything just felt so numb. And it didn't feel real. It's like I registered what he was saying, but it didn't feel real. Because I didn't want it to be real, because that's my mom, you know? Yeah, and then a week later, I started my freshman year of high school. Nobody knew that she was dead. I didn't want to tell anybody. And then later on in the week, I had the opportunity to go see her body. My dad gave my brother and I a choice on what we wanted to do. The thing about my brother is he had a very different relationship with my mom than I did. He wasn't nearly as close to her as I was growing up. Probably because he was so young, he didn't have a lot of core memories with her, and she was using the whole time that he was a kid, basically. So yeah, he felt he wanted to distance himself from her, kind of. Still does. Anyway, so I went to go see her body, and that was scary. That was really scary. I just remember putting my hand on the sheet covering her body. I remember how fucking cold it was. It was like, whoa. And I was shaking. Like my hand was fucking, I was so nervous. I was scared. And because she had an autopsy. So you couldn't see anything. I mean, you just saw her face, but the rest of her body was wrapped in a blanket because they need to do an autopsy to determine the exact cause of death. Blah blah blah. Anyway, we leave the room. Last time I ever see my mom. First time I'd seen her in 3 years. Last time I see her was her body. Yeah. So that was back in August of 2019. I was a freshman in high school. Now, fast forward about almost 6 years now, I am a freshman in college. Yeah, so it's been a while. And if you're wondering what I'm doing here, I want to spread awareness to other young men and show them how they can better their life through sobriety and how being sober is a great way of life. You learn so much, you can grow, and really it allows you to spend your time doing things that are more productive and serve more of a purpose, if you will. You're spending your time, at least I look at it as, you know, I never wasn't sober, but after she died, I was really like, okay, I'm sober 100%. That it reaffirmed the decision I had already made. And yeah, I love it because I'm not shackled by anything. I'm very disciplined. I feel as though there's nothing really that there's nothing that can tie me down, if that makes sense. So this is just an intro video. I think I might wrap it up here. But yeah, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, subscribe. I'm probably going to be uploading long form videos 1 to 3 times a week. Still new to all this shit, so figuring it out. But happy to have you here. If it's your first time, welcome. And stay tuned for more content. This is Henry from Sober Strength, signing off.